You know that little booklet you carry when you travel? Well, it's way more than just an ID. Think of it as a key to the entire world. But here's the thing you might not have thought about. How many doors can your key actually unlock? Because believe me, not all passports are created equal.
So let me just ask you straight up, how powerful is your passport? And no, that's not a trick question. The reality is some passports give their holders a whole lot more freedom than others, and it all really just boils down to one simple idea: access. And believe it or not, there is actually a global leaderboard for this stuff. Seriously. You can think of it like a giant report card for every country out there. But it's not grading them on their economy or military power. Nope, this one's all about how much travel freedom they give their citizens.
So the gold standard here, the one everyone looks to, is called the Henley Passport Index. It's this huge system that ranks the travel power of about 199 different passports. And this isn't just someone's opinion, okay? This is all built on hard data, exclusive data from the International Air Transport Association. You might know them as IATA.
Okay, so how does this whole ranking thing actually work? Well, it's actually brilliantly simple. A passport gets 1 point for every single place its holder can go without needing to get a visa ahead of time. So that could mean visa-free entry, getting a visa right when you land, or even just a quick online travel pass. You just add up all those points, and boom, that's the final score. The more points, the more powerful the passport. Simple as that.
But here's where it gets really fascinating. That one little number, it tells a way bigger story. This isn't just about where you can go on vacation. It's a huge indicator of a country's global mobility, you know? How strong its international relationships are, and really, its overall place in the world. And this is a really important point to get. The Henley Index does one thing and one thing only. It measures travel freedom. It's not looking at a country's economy or how big its population is or its military might. None of that. It is absolutely laser-focused on that one single concept: access.
All right, so we get how countries are ranked against each other, but that leads to another really interesting question, right? Inside any one country, does everyone have the exact same passport with the exact same power? Well, you might be surprised to find out that nope, not always.
Let's zoom in and take India as a perfect example. Their Ministry of External Affairs actually issues 3 completely different kinds of passports, and each one is for a very specific purpose and for a very specific group of people. So check this out. The standard one, the navy blue passport, that's for pretty much everyone, regular citizens traveling for fun or for work. But if you're a government official on official business, you get a white passport. And then at the very top, you've got the maroon passport. That one's just for diplomats and other high-ranking officials. And it's not just a color change, you know. It actually signals a whole different level of privilege and access when they're traveling. And you know, just as the power of passports evolves, the tech inside them is changing too. We're moving on from just plain old paper booklets. Now we've got e-passports with these little electronic chips inside. These chips hold your biometric data, which makes them way more secure and thankfully can help speed things up at the airport. It's a huge shift that's really paving the way for what's next in travel. All right, so let's do a quick recap of what we've covered. The big takeaways are: first, passport strength is all about how much of the world you can access. Second, the Henley Index is the main way we measure that, and it's all based on visa-free travel. And third, as we saw with India, even one country can have different types of passports for different jobs. And all of this leads to one last big question to think about. As everything about us goes digital, our identities, our documents, what is travel power even going to mean in the future? What's the next step after the e-passport? It's a pretty wild thing to think about, right? The future of borders, identity, and how we move around this planet. Thanks for diving into this with me.